This is the Daily Roundup on the EAC Cambodia channel. A very good evening to you. I'm Andrew Barnes-Roberts. Making headlines tonight. The best birthday present the Prime Minister could have asked for. 415,000 doses of AstraZeneca arrive at Phnom Penh International. The World Health Organization requests a global moratorium on booster shots until at least September so that more countries can vaccinate their populations. And 42 floors up in a glass box. Sao Paulo unveils Brazil's latest tourist attraction. Prime Minister Hun Sen has personally welcomed the first donation of vaccines from the UK. 415,000 doses of AstraZeneca landed at Phnom Penh International Airport shortly after 1 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. The doses are part of a bilateral agreement and will be of significant help to Cambodia as it starts to roll out a third booster shot to adults who have been fully vaccinated with either Sinovac or Sinopharm. EAC news reporter Reo Soko has the story.
Very welcome cargo. 415,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine from the UK. 415,000 booster shots taken care of. Prime Minister Hun Sen personally received the vaccines from the UK's Charge d'Affaires, Mark Thayer. The Prime Minister has expressed his gratitude, saying the AstraZeneca doses are a valuable humanitarian donation from the government and people of the United Kingdom, which will be used as a third dose or booster dose in the kingdom.
This humanitarian assistance is a precious and generous deed to help each other amid this difficult time, in which vaccines have become a key strategic goods in high demand in the battle against the COVID-19 pandemic all over the world.
The booster shot rollout was announced by the Prime Minister when he launched the child vaccination campaign at the Peace Palace last Sunday. The UK's Charge d'Affaires, Mark Thayer, says that the UK has committed itself to doubling its vaccine contributions to $16 billion over the next 5 years to support countries including Cambodia.
Excellencies, the fight against COVID-19 will take time, and there will be new challenges. However, these vaccines, along with others, are a key step in reopening businesses, schools, and restoring livelihoods. I am delighted that we, the UK government, have been able to partner with the Royal Government of Cambodia in this endeavour. In this pandemic, nobody is safe until everyone is safe. And lastly, I'd just like to say a big happy birthday to His Excellency the Prime Minister. Thank you. Welcome.
The doses delivered on Thursday will be added to the booster shots that are already being administered to frontline healthcare workers and officials. Rhea Soko, EAC News.
As Cambodia starts rolling out its booster shot vaccination program, it has yet to comment on the World Health Organization's call for a moratorium on booster shots around the world. It wants third doses to be put on hold until at least September. EAC news reporter Reo Soko has more.
World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus called for the moratorium, saying world leaders should wait until at least 10% of the population in every country is vaccinated.
I understand the concern of all governments to protect their people from the Delta variant. But we cannot and we should not accept countries that have already used most of the global supply of vaccines, using even more of it, while the world's most vulnerable people remain unprotected.
He added that there's an urgent need to reverse the trend of the majority of vaccines going to high-income countries. WHO Immunization Director Kate O'Brien has also said there is very little evidence to suggest that booster shots are even needed.
We don't have a full set of evidence around whether this is needed or not. And the most important thing at this point is that for countries that are contemplating this strong message from the Director General that we need instead to focus on those people who are most vulnerable, most at risk of severe disease and death, to get their first and second doses, and that we can move on to how to advance programs as the evidence gets stronger and as supply is assured.
The appeal for a moratorium comes despite a number of countries already rolling out booster shots. Israel became the latest country to do so this week, with Israeli President Isaac Herzog becomes the first Israeli citizen to receive his. Rhea Soko, EAC News.
A week after Siem Reap declared its first red zone in response to the Delta variant, Banteay Meanchey has now done the same. The provincial administration has marked Bung Beng commune as a red zone on Wednesday. The province has logged 119 new cases of COVID-19, although it's not yet known how many of those are the Delta variant. Residents of Banteay Meanchey's red zone are not allowed to leave their homes at all, with the only exception being for vaccination or testing. Banteay Meanchey has been at the front line of Cambodia's fight against the Delta variant, with migrant workers streaming over the border from Thailand in recent days. It is now housing migrant workers in quarantine centres. According to press reports, the Health Ministry has confirmed over 300 cases of the Delta variant across the country. Cases have been reported in Phnom Penh and 9 other provinces.
The Cambodian non-profit organization and art school, Pha Bunlu Silipak, has paid tribute to its co-founder who has died of COVID-19. Srey Bandol passed away on Wednesday at the age of 49. Pha Bunlu Silipak's executive director, Osman Hawaja, told EAC News that their hearts are broken. Pha Bunlu Silipak means brightness of the arts, and Hawaja says no one embodied this spirit more than Srey Bandol. According to Hawaja, Bandol co-founded the organization to bring light into the lives of those traumatized by war, and this mission remained his life until the very end. He said Bandol shared his love for art with hundreds of children as a visionary teacher. He added, many former students who went on to become great artists in their own right will carry his spirit forward. Apart from teaching aspiring artists, he was also recognized for publishing 2 books, Looking at Anchor and The Land of the Elephants. Bandol learned to draw in the 1980s as a teenager in a refugee camp on the Thai border where thousands fled the Khmer Rouge. He remained active in Pha to the end of his life. He is survived by his wife, 2 daughters, and a nationwide creative community who were inspired by him.
Cambodia's COVID-19 death toll has climbed above 1,500. The Health Ministry has confirmed 19 new deaths in the past 24 hours, which take the kingdom's total COVID-19 related fatalities to 1,507. The good news, though, is that recoveries continue to outpace new infections. 591 new cases have been reported overnight, compared with 618 patients discharged. The number of imported cases is also dropping. Of the 591 new cases, 183 are imported, a far cry from the 300 to 400 being reported last month. The total number of COVID-19 cases in the country has now reached 80,225. The number of successful treatments stands at 73,421. Prime Minister Hun Sen celebrates his 69th birthday today. In the Khmer tradition, he's turning 70, having entered his 70th year. As the Prime Minister mentioned at the Peace Palace last Sunday, as he launched child vaccinations, he actually has 2 birthdays, but one of them is a typo. The 5th of August is his actual birth date. Prime Minister Hun Sen was born Hun Bunal on the 5th of August 1952. He changed his name to Hun Sen in 1972, 2 years after joining the ranks of the Khmer Rouge. It was in 1977 that he defected to fight alongside Vietnamese forces, helping to oust the Khmer Rouge and putting his country on the path to peace.
ក្រោយម៉ោង 8 ខ្ញុំបានប្រាប់ពួកគេថាខ្ញុំសម្រេចចិត្តដកខ្លួនចេញហើយរៀបចំការតស៊ូឡើងវិញដោយធ្វើដំណើរឆ្ពោះទៅកាន់ប្រទេសនេះ
It would seem he was destined for a record-breaking life in political office. At just 26, he served as the world's youngest foreign minister, helping steer the negotiations that would create the modern Cambodia we know today. It was January 1985 when Hun Sen accepted the office of Prime Minister when he was appointed by the National Assembly following the death of his predecessor, Chan Si. 36 years later, he is the world's longest-serving Prime Minister. His win-win policy has been the cornerstone of his premiership, rebuilding a country left shattered by genocide and civil war. From one of the world's last low-rise capitals, he has overseen the development of Phnom Penh into one of the fastest-growing cities on earth. Investment continues to pour in, not only from China, but South Korea, Japan, Australia, and many of the West's leading economies. It is these strategic partnerships that have ensured Cambodia has the second highest COVID-19 vaccination rate in Southeast Asia. With a fondness for Facebook and a self-effacing sense of humor, Prime Minister Hun Sen remains a much-loved leader. He says he's been receiving birthday messages since April, with a typo back in 1979 stating his birthday as the 4th of April 1951. But whether you've been wishing him a happy 69th, 70th or 71st birthday, he doesn't seem to mind, taking to Facebook this week to thank everyone for their best wishes. Well, let's take a look now at news dominating international headlines this Thursday, the 5th of August. Australia has announced the creation of a $280 million reparations fund for members of its indigenous population who were forcibly removed from their families before the practice was stopped in the 1970s. The families of 800 survivors filed a class action lawsuit back in April. Under the compensation scheme, eligible survivors will receive a one-off payment of $75,000 Australian dollars plus a further $7,000 Australian dollars to support their psychological healing. The program is part of a new multi-million-dollar measure to close the gap between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians. Over the course of decades, more than 100,000 Aboriginal children were removed from their families and communities and were given to white families to raise. In 2008, then Prime Minister Kevin Rudd made a historic apology to members of the so-called stolen generation. The fires raging on the outskirts of Athens have yet to be brought under control. With Greece facing its most severe heat wave in 30 years, residents of Athens are being told to stay indoors with thick smoke covering the city. More than 500 firefighters have been dispatched to the lower slopes of Mount Parnitha on the outskirts of Athens. They're being assisted by 9 helicopters, 5 aircraft, police, and the army. The fire started on Tuesday, 20 kilometers north of central Athens, and quickly spread to nearby suburbs. Temperatures have been over 40 degrees in Greece since last Friday. And at least 8 people have been killed and 20 others injured in a car bombing in the heavily fortified green zone of Kabul. The district of the Afghan capital is home to government offices, embassies, and NGOs. Police say the attackers were also killed, but no group has claimed responsibility for the attack. It comes amid an escalation in violence by the Taliban, which is fast capturing territory in Afghanistan in the wake of the withdrawal of US troops. Day 13 of Tokyo 2020, and a senator prepares to step into the ring. I'll have all the details for you after the break. EAC News fully supports the Royal Government of Cambodia's preventative and administrative measures against COVID-19. But we need you to play your part in helping bring the 20 February community transmission event to an end. Wash your hands regularly, sanitize wherever possible. Keep an eye on your body temperature. Use the Stop COVID QR code. And maintain a safe social distance. But above all, please, please, please wear a mask. Only together can we beat COVID-19. EART's Cambodia's audience is growing. Our YouTube channel now has 150,000 verified subscribers. To mark the milestone, we've received the Silver Creator Award from YouTube, given to channels with over 100,000 subscribers. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki says the award celebrates EART's Cambodia's hard work and incredible achievement. She says not only has EART's Cambodia brought a unique voice and style to the world, but has also created valuable connections and built a community along the way. The next milestone we're going for is 1 million subscribers, and we'd really like that Gold Creator Award. So if you're not already a subscriber, head to www.youtube.com/eartscambodia. Subscribers get all the latest breaking news and updates from Cambodia in English. We'll see you there. If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of EART's Cambodia's platforms and channels: YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website www.eartscambodia.com. Join me, Andrew Barnes-Roberts, and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear. COVID-19 continues to play havoc at Tokyo 2020. Olympics organizers have reported 29 new games-related cases, including 4 athletes, 3 of them from the Greek artistic swimming team. Tokyo 2020 spokesperson Masa Takaya told the Daily International Olympic Committee news briefing that Greek artistic swimming team officials had also tested positive. Those who did not but were in close contact with those infected have been moved from the village.
Of the 7 who tested negative, some have already been designated as close contacts, while the status of the others is still being determined. In view of this situation, we proposed to the Greek National Olympic Committee that the 7 should immediately be transferred to a holding facility outside the Olympic Village. The Greek NOC accepted this proposal, and all 7 were moved out of the village and into the facility yesterday.
It all means that Greece will not take part in the event. With Tokyo itself under a COVID state of emergency, spectators are banned from all events and athletes have been subject to daily testing. Their movements have also been limited inside the so-called Olympic bubble. But the games go on, and so does China, still top of the medals table. The US is still lying in second place with 25 golds and 79 medals in all. Host nation Japan clings to the 3rd spot with a total of 40 medals, 21 of them gold. But Great Britain is closing in thanks to gold medals in sailing. It's now 4th with 15 golds and 48 medals in total. It's not every day a senator steps into the boxing ring, but the Philippines' Manny Pacquiao is hitting the gym in Los Angeles ahead of his match against Errol Spence Jr. on the 21st of August. It has been 2 years since Manny Pacquiao last put on competitive gloves, and he told reporters in Los Angeles this week that it was nice to be back in the ring as the match was important to his legacy. Pacquiao will fight Spence in Las Vegas later this month and said his opponent was going to be a tall order.
It's going to be a big challenge because he's undefeated, young, and taller than me in southpaw. So there's a couple of things to adjust in training. So I think we did our best in training camp.
Pacquiao's last fight was July 2019 when he beat Keith Thurman in a split decision to win the WBA's super welterweight title belt. That title is now vacant thanks to the pause in international boxing due to the pandemic. Pacquiao v. Spence will take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on the 21st of August. Let's take a look now at tomorrow's weather. And finally, if you have a fear of heights, you might want to steer clear of Sao Paulo's tallest building. Mirante do Valle is not the world's tallest building, but a new feature on its 42nd floor will no doubt become a tourist attraction. The Sampa Sky is a glass box that juts out from the side of the building, giving you a dizzying view of the concrete jungle right below your feet. It doesn't open officially until Sunday, but a few social media influencers were given a preview on Thursday. The Sampa Sky was inspired by Chicago's Skydeck, which sits on the 103rd floor of the Willis Tower. Sao Paulo's lookout might only be 42 floors up, but you certainly wouldn't get me in there. Thanks for watching the Daily Roundup here on the EARTS Cambodia channel. You'll get more breaking news and updates from our website. Head to www.e-artscambodia.com. You could also subscribe to our Telegram channel. Look for EAC News. You can search for the same at your favorite app store. Friday tomorrow. I'll see you at 8.